welcome back everyone. So today I've got something pretty cool for you. I'm going to review the Kotare Spitfire. I'm going to give you my initial impressions and then some of the things that I've learned along the way and just kind of my take on it. Because there's been a lot of different rambling that's been going on the internet about this kit, and some people have just been severely disappointed in the kit and giving it low ratings and all sorts of stuff that's been happening. So I'm going to give you my take on it, and I'm going to compare it to something that I think is probably closer to its equal, right? The Tamiya 132. Now, of course, wait, I didn't know Tamiya made a Mark 1. Well, that's the thing. So I'm going to be comparing it to my it's a Mark 9 Spitfire. So obviously different, but, you know, we can get a little bit of a taste of the Tamiya-esque design philosophy and the Kotare design philosophy. So here we go. First of all, when it comes to like the instructions, Kotare has very much the wingnut wings philosophy with it. It looks just like you're building a wingnut wing setup, and the amount of detail to the instruction, forwardness to the instruction is awesome. So when we look at all this here, you also get into some really cool details about saying, hey, by the way, well, if it has this serial number and this to this. So there's a lot of detail that goes into the research to it, to the point of I would be very hard-pressed to question anything that is in here, because I know the people that have gone in to designing this versus maybe they just, I don't know who Tamiya gets for some of their research. I think it kind of varies from kit box to kit box, right? But for this, man, really good quality research in here. And you get into, they get somewhere, a few places where you have, the paint guide to it. And it kind of says, well, depending on this airframe and all sorts of different things there, and use this and this. Super straightforward detail when it comes to there. And then when you get into the different marking options, they not only give you the standard layout and everything with it, but they give you like some history and some photos of each of the different aircraft airframes. It shows the destroyed versions of it and what was left of it in the end and all this kind of thing. So when we get into here, it's world class, I would say. Can't think of anybody in the industry that goes in and has a better setup for their instruction manuals. Put in the chat if you're like, actually, if you recall, there's a company out of blah blah that is really, really good, and it might be somewhere that's maybe equal. So there's that. But now let's talk about the plastic, okay? So I've got here a few sections. Now, this comes into what we would call the first complaint that we've been seeing with the Spitfire is no engine. Oh no. But to be honest, I would probably close it up anyway. Now, is it impossible to put an engine here? Of course not. There's going to be likely a lot of aftermarket if you do want that option. You want to spend extra money, go for it. The other thing, too, is it probably would have driven up the price point to have an engine in it, I imagine, for what they probably researched to have a lot of people say, no, I'd actually have it closed. I want the lines to look great on there. And I'm there. I would want to just paint it as is, and I'd do all that. So when you look at the side fuselage, you can see kind of raised, recessed areas, and that is where it is exquisite. So you get that all throughout here, and the different layers. So it very much looks like, an aircraft that's been put over a monocoque style framework and everything, and so just 10 out of 10 for here. Looks really, really good. Now, when we compare, so we compare into Tamiya's, you can see a very different philosophy. It goes in and you have a lot more rivet detail. So a little bit different with that. But it's all just kind of the recessed rivets and just kind of smooth overall. Where here, it very much feels like there's life to it, with the different stress to it, kind of. Not quite the stress skin that we get into the border style or anything, which you get into that. So there you go. Different philosophy, both are good, but that was my initial impression of the side walls of the airframe. And that gets me to the part that I was initially, so to be honest, I was initially disappointed when it comes to the wings. So if you see here, just not the same rivet detail that you have in here. I mean, this looks very exquisite. You can feel that it's actually raised there, and that is just amazing. All sorts of little details that go into everything else in here are going to be a little bit different than said kit here. So like here with the Tamiya kit, you know, it kind of shows some of the detail there, sure, but you know, when we get into there, it's not quite the same. And then one thing you will know, all the rivet detail on the bottom and the top with the Tamiya kit. So that was my first impression. Like, ooh, I don't know, and do I rivet it? And this, well, the thing is, this is actually more accurate. When you go into the Spitfires to get, you know, whether it was 3 miles an hour, I don't know how much miles per hour gain they got by going in and puttying in all those rivets, that is what was happening. So similar thing that you were getting into with the P51, right? So they're doing that, and especially on the leading edge area. You can look at a lot of photos on there. So might not be visually as appealing, but it's more accurate. So with this, I am not disappointed one bit. Looking over it, looking over a lot more research and different things, you know, they do have all the nice rivet detail where it's needed. And with all the like structure that goes into it, so far it's been a pleasure to build with there. And then let's show you what the cockpit area looks like. So when we get into the cockpit, you can look at some of the detail with the sidewalls here. So this is Kotare, and all the straps, all of the different rivet detail and everything in there is really good. Now when we look at Tamiya here, uh-oh, it doesn't look as good. So that is one thing that a lot of people don't look at as close, is just what went into the cockpit. Especially when you look at like this area here, with I think it was map box. And you can see the detail that gets represented on Kotare. That is just really good. Some of the wires that are already represented in there, where here, Tamiya just blank. So you get some stuff with that. And then when we get into the seats, granted, different seats, different aircraft and all that, but Tamiya's seats are a little bit more basic, as you can see. And then you get over to Kotare, and there's some really cool stuff with this. So you have the option, and I've been debating a little bit which way I want to go. I'm going to put in some fabric seat belts into here, so they give you that option. You can paint that up with there and use those. But I really like the molded in ones. It's a heck of a lot less work with the fabric ones that took basically 2 nights to be able to get that all together. They're not exactly easy, but the end result is pretty amazing. All the other details in there. And then looking at somebody else's review, I was so surprised with this. If you go in and you look at just like the tail wheel, you can see it actually has the wording for Dunlop right on the tire. I'm like, whoa, okay, that's pretty dang cool. And then you get all that with the side wheels as well. You can see Dunlop, you get kind of the bulge with it and everything. And so I'm hard pressed to kind of understand what aftermarket is really needed. I mean, with Kotare, you have I understand why they had to do this, but the exhaust stacks are two-piece that you have to put together. And I have to see how well those actually go together and everything. You can see it's not detailed super well in there. So that's another point where you might want some aftermarket. But if you are one of the people that did special order and all that like me, it came with some exquisite resin. And so these look really good with the holes and everything that are in there. So that's going to be pretty dang cool. When it comes to the instrument panel, the philosophy is very different. So when we get into the Tamiya kit, you have where they normally do with Tamiya, where you kind of have the clear part with kind of some glass that is kind of sticking up, and then those protrude through what will be the black part. Then you put the decal behind it, and you know it's okay, it's pretty good. But one way that I prefer is the way that Kotare has done it. Let's see if I can find. Nope. So with the Kotare, what they do is actually okay. So with Kotare, what they do is you get into a little bit different where it's just you paint it up and then you put the decals in for each of the dials, and then what I like to do is put in some clear UV for each of those dials, and then UV cure it, and then boom, you got glass, and it looks great. So those are just my initial impressions. I'm going to be painting the cockpit today and seeing some of the details and all that. So I'll show you some pictures at the end of what that kind of looks like. But other than that, so yeah, initial impressions, maybe it wasn't love at first sight, but man, after a few dates with this bird, ooh, I am in love. So I'm very eager to see what's going to happen with the next set of these that are going to come out, because I'm sure from what I've looked at with all the different options in here that we'd be getting into some, you know, Mark 5s on up and all that, Mark 3s. It's ripe and ready for all of that, ready to go pretty much to get them to that point. So you could even get into some, like, it says technically a Mark 1A mid, but you can get into some like earlies with these two. So there's a lot of different options out of this opens up as well, and I'm probably going to be buying them too. So there's that. Now, if you guys are interested in this, I will have a link to Hobby Nut models where they've got a killer price for them. They're in stock, and so buy away. But enjoy the pictures.